Yeah, I'm not sure how you found me, but thank you.
Oh, it's very easy to find you because you create an amazing album, my friend.
Thank you, thank you.
I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, game with the title, um, the dark side we want to hide. Could you elaborate on why for the title and how it relates to the music on the album?
hmm Yeah, I think we are kind of playing with the duality of human nature. You know, we have. I think we all have our mean side and our good side, and then we try to, to be a good person. At least most of us, we try to. But somewhere within we have this dark side, and we try to suppress this. We try to hide this somehow. But sometimes it's bigger than us.
Sure.
Yeah, and it can eventually can take over. We need to understand the trigger and to be prepared for that, but we all have it. And this is kind of what we try to pass, to show with the cover as well. When you see a little girl with a lot of darkness surrounding her, and
Hmm.
then it's kind of the innocence we can have, and also the dark side is growing bigger and bigger and swallowing her or something like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, trapping her. And yeah, and about the tracks, I have a 8 tracks that they are brand new, and 2 tracks are from 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm not that young anymore, and I was trying at first to trying to some some old songs that I had, and yeah, from those 6 or 7 I had, I think these two they fit to the concept. And then when you listen to the tracks, knowing what I just told you, you might have a different understanding now and try to see in other ways. Like when you watch a movie for the second time, and then
Sure.
you're kind of like that, because we start talking about guilty and blame, and then we have some in Have You Forsaken the Cross. We play a little bit with the Inquisition in the church, and how the dogmas can be, the human beings they create can be bigger than the philosophy itself, and make all shit happens, taking religion as their flag and so on. And then Mothers of Jerusalem, it's about war, and how the mothers, they are the only ones to really sacrifice themselves, because when you send your child to war, you're the only one losing something there, because you
Sure.
stay and you sacrifice the most important thing you had, and yeah, and so on. Then we have all these tracks, and I'm not sure if you were aware of it, but this is a project with many musicians. Okay,
Yes.
and then we have some different styles. You can kind of understand when we switch as the album plays. Then we start with a more a traditional, I would say, style, a little bit more raw, and then you have something power metal wise, more a style with more keyboards and so on. And then in the end, you have a thrash metal,
Yes.
because yeah, we have a great friend. He's a thrash metal, death metal singer, and he was there for us and forever. And I mean, we had to do something together. So, as a project, I felt comfortable to do that, to try different things, different styles in the same album. Yeah.
Sure. And no one wants to be trapped in a box, right?
Yeah, I don't want to. I mean, I'm not doing this for money or anything else. So if I if I'm going to do that and spend some time doing it and some money as well, then I'm going to do what I like to do. You know, what makes me happy, and I hope and I'm very happy to hear that. I mean, people are really liking it. I'm
Yes.
actually a little bit surprised because it was just a me trying to reconnect to my 20 years old Daniel and try to redo things as now. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. The flyers
Sure.
time. Oh, and yeah, there
Sure.
was no internet. There was nothing there for us. And I live in the Amazon, mate. I live up north in Brazil. I mean, literally in the Amazon. And the Amazon River is a few meters from here.
Wow.
So, yeah. So, yeah, and then I was I tried to do that 20 years ago, actually 27 years ago, but we didn't make it. And then I was kind of okay. Now these guys, they have everything. They can learn music in the internet. They have YouTube. They have no all kind of they know what they are. The bands they do. What they know what I mean. If they look for, they find out what I don't know Slayer had for lunch today because it's everything there. And
Sure.
we were, with an LP, staring that cover forever and imagine things. I don't know, somewhere in time cover and yeah, and now and then I was thinking, man, we had something good back then, and maybe if we do this now, maybe we show to people that we're still here. We're not
Sure. And
dead.
I think it's a testament that good things come to those who wait. Um, this project and this album is fantastic. And maybe it took the time to pass for everything to come together and make it the complete package that it is. And I think that's a testament to you and your due diligence and waiting and being patient with it and bringing out a product that is truly top notch.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And
One of the tracks I wanted to talk to you about is "The Angels Are Calling." That's
yeah.
one of the songs that truly resonated strong with me.
Hmm. Yeah, the angels are calling. I made it thinking of imagine ancient aliens or something like that. Imagine a really ancient times. Before everything, and then some high technology, some people come from stars, and how would those people interpret these visitors? And they were angels because they brought the light before you know
Mhm.
everything. They came flying and so on. And it's kind of really an open question because we have some at least clues, some indications that there was something.
Sure. I mean, we look back at past Egyptian times and we wonder how their technology was so advanced for that period. And
Yeah,
we look at hieroglyphics on the wall and we see this dude with a helmet, and we're like, hmm, maybe there was something, an added flavor that brought everything into full.
yeah. But the point is, they brought a lot of things. They tried to help us, and then they realized that we are not. there yet. You're not
Mm-hmm.
ready to have it, and then they leave. And this is I was playing with that. And the singer is a singer from early the 2000s, Victor Vega. This guy had a band called Endless in Rio,
Mm.
and they were really good. And then they disappeared. They just vanished. And then I saw in an album from Rafael that he sings the first track, second actually, and then I saw him playing his band in just a guest appearance, and then I was trying to I was chasing the guy and I found him and made you dude you need to record this. This is for you, and it was perfect because he did this one and he did another one, the architect with Timo Tolkki, actually from Stratovarius, and then he did another one that one for Hill that it's for the next album that is yeah, it's here in my computer. Just kidding.
And I gotta ask you, how did the name come about?
Yeah, this I mean I am a little bit fed up of negative messages. I would say I like the tracks. I like Cannibal Corpse, but I would like to do something different. I try to pass something, ahead, and I have kids, and I want them to have a legacy, let's say. And then I would like to bring some good thoughts to people, thoughts to help them to see goodness, in the
Mhm.
world. We have a lot of shit going on already.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah. So try and this new Z generation, they're quite different. This is what they want to hear. If you come with some old stuff, some of these kids they don't pay attention. So it needs to be some a
Sure.
little
And
bit
I
out
can
of the
attest to
box.
that because I strictly was on podcast format, and now I've switched to YouTube just for the sheer fact that the younger generation today, if they can't see something, then they're not as interested. And and time is always of essence because anything over 20 minutes, people nowadays they lose all. They're just like, whoa, I gotta go a new thing, and they're constantly switching to something new. you
Uh-huh.
know, um, Being older than you and being a guy of I graduated in '84, you know, I couldn't fathom the idea of not listening to an album cover to cover. The idea of listening to individual tracks never appealed to me because I felt that an artist worked as hard on track 2 as they did on track 10. And I wanted to hear the progression throughout the album.
Yeah, yeah, it's a piece of art you need to respect as one. When we make an album, I think of that. And
Mm-hmm.
I want you to stay with me during the whole length of the album, and take you,
Sure.
through something, through my what I want to say, through my travel, my bad trip, whatever. I want to take you there and make you see what I'm trying to show. And I know what you're saying. I was kind of coming to this Z generation world when I stopped and say, where are all my CDs, man?
Sure.
I had to buy some new. Then I started buying CDs again, like crazy. My wife was all over me, and yeah, but I had to do that.
And I wanted to ask you, what is the next step for you? What lies ahead?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting much, but a lot's happening. We have a label in Europe now, Rock Shots from Italy, and they are working on Europe now. We have the album coming out in Europe this month, next week actually. In November, we'll have the full album in the streamings, and then we'll have probably some release in the US or in Japan or something like that. They have done this before with some bands we know, and there are some concerts and some gigs coming that I
Right.
wasn't expecting as well. But yeah, we'll be playing with Fabio Leone from former Rhapsody. He'll be here in our city. There is a big festival in Brazil. Actually, it's from Germany, but it's happening in Brazil yearly. And we were invited to be there. But I mean, I can't say much because I haven't signed anything. But we probably will be there with some big names. And yeah, I think things are happening. Surprisingly, they are happening. It's hard to play heavy metal in Brazil, and even harder in the north of Brazil, in the Amazon, because it's a style that, I mean, you have some, of course, like everywhere, you have fans, but not enough, you know, not enough to have the industry and to have the I mean, what we used to have in the early days. Yeah.
And I wanted to ask you as well, can you talk to me about your musical development? At what age did you begin?
Yeah, I started listening to some. I'm 45, so I come from the 90s, I would say. So I started listening to heavy metal, but through other styles. So basically Skid Row and Metallica, and so Sepultura, that was really famous in Brazil.
Oh, absolutely.
The Cavalera Brothers, yeah, and then there was the Rock in Rio 2 in '91. I was 12, but I remember watching it. And then Hollywood Horror Rock and other concerts we had in Brazil. And then it was on broadcasting in the main channel, TV channel here. So we had this kind of content, Guns N' Roses and mostly American bands, and then the European bands they came afterwards. I think we had access the most was the American bands, Van Halen and Rush. I like very much, and I had some, and the Beatles. I can
Yes.
say, I mean, because the Beatles, I mean, I was 8 or 7 when I started listening to, and then, I mean, my family, we are 4 brothers, and then it's only me, like this, and if when I look back, it was, yeah, very very hard to start listening to, because I was living here in the Amazon with no internet, and then I think a teacher from my brother uh, lent a Skid Row is this Slave to the Ground album, and it was, a punch.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, and then I started listening to more stuff, and this is all in my music. I can't just get rid of what
Sure.
I listen to do something else. So it's all there.
And I always get flack because I always say all the time that the history of rock is a 2-page book, and on the first page is Beatles, and on the second page is Kiss, because I find it hard to imagine any artist that influenced an entire generation of people in such a short period of time. And those bands rose here in the States in a fury. I think even in looking at past interviews with Gene and Paul from Kiss, they said they played like maybe 13 club shows and got signed. So, it's a Cinderella story. And then they became the biggest thing on the planet, at the time, you know. And, I think it's going to be hard to find someone who captures a whole generation as those two bands did.
Yeah, I'm reading to the Getty Lee book, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, it's a very good book. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm in the middle yet, but with the old guys chasing the girls in the woods.
Yeah.
But I'm still there. But I mean, they had nothing.
Yeah.
Canada by then, and what they became, and together, to the end. And that's
Sure, and
really.
I'm very proud. I'm from Ohio in the United States, and a radio station not far from me paid for their demos for their first album.
Mm.
Also, I wanted to ask you as well. I'm looking at your shirts. I
Yeah,
wanted to ask you, what is the best way to get merchandise and a physical copy of the album?
yeah. Now, I mean, the release in Brazil, they came out by Shinigami Records, okay, and they have all the merchandise in their website. Then I can, of course, share with you. And also, Rock Shots might come with some as well. And yeah, let's see. As people are asking, we are making more. No?
Good, because
We're
it's a
kind of waiting
kick-ass
for
shirt
that.
that goes with a kick-ass album, my friend.
Yeah, yours is guaranteed, man. I'll send to you. No worries. My cousin lives is married to a guy from Washington, and she lives in Washington, and he comes to Brazil every year. And she and him, they come, and very nice guy. Next time he comes, he's taking a little bit of bundle to the US.
I wanted to ask you as well, if you could give a message to your fans, what would that message be?
Yeah, it will be yourself. You know, we spend a lot of time thinking of what people is they think from us, or what people expect from us. A lot of stuff pushing us all the time, and just get rid of all your extra obligations. Try to be simple, to live focusing not only on money. We have chased money for a long time, and I mean, makes life easier, but not happier.
Sure, absolutely.
Listen to good music, and do your own stuff. Be simple.
Sure. We do what we do not to become millionaires. We do what we do because we love it. And it's a passion, it's a joy that it brings us. It brings me pleasure in bringing out great albums like you have made and giving it to the people to listen to and to enjoy, that they wouldn't have taken the time to do so. And I feel it as a mission that rewards me greater than any amount of money you could throw in my pocket.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And as Bruce Dickinson said, heavy metal is like a soccer team.
Sure.
When you have yours, it's something bigger than music.
Sure.
And yeah, it's uh, I fully comprehend your feelings, because they are also mine. So, and thank you for listening to our music, for this kind of feedback coming from you and from all over the world. It's what makes me to carry on, because otherwise, I couldn't.
Sure. Well, I wanted to thank you, my friend, for taking time to speak with me. It's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you, my friend.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Thank you. And you have a great day, my friend. Cheers.
You too. Cheers.